What's up, Cancer? It's your girl Kelly coming straight at you for the Queen Tarot Beat in Boston. So, Cancer, you guys have some things going on this month. I feel like some of you are just learning those lessons and taking in some incredible downloads and information. And then there are others of you that I don't know what to do with. So I'm not even sure. I may have to split this reading and have a little talk with y'all. For those of you learning your lessons, I happen my other half, Rachel, she is a Cancer. And she just is such a sponge for esoteric and spiritual and ancient information. And it's wonderful. And then I'm getting and seeing some of these messages for you guys that, wow, Cancer. I'm going to be as gentle as I can with you here. But if people don't know that you're hurt, you can't go out and hurt them. I told you guys it was very, very important this month to learn to speak in the moment and to learn to tell your partner, to come out of your shell and tell your partner, because you do get hurt by very simple things that other people may not realize. And so you really need to let other people know, because if they don't know, they can't apologize to you guys, right? Right. And so if you watch the video on lessons, then you would know that that's your lesson, to learn how to speak in the moment. And unfortunately, I don't see you guys really doing that. I've seen Rachel just grow and change, and she'll reveal herself when she's ready. She's very shy. She's very sweet, but she is just growing and changing at an amazing and alarming rate. My niece is also a Cancer with a Cancer moon, and she is just changing at an alarming rate. Aries is in Cancer right now, and it's making me very edgy, if you will, because I don't like to be emotional. I'm not an emotional sign. Being an Aries sun, a Leo moon, and an Aries rising with a Mars Leo, I'm not really lovey-dovey or emotional. So I've really learned to curb what I say in the moment. You guys, I've had to put a lot of thought into what I say before I speak and what I do before I act to not hurt other people, especially my significant other. He is a Scorpio, and he's not as sensitive as Cancer, but he is very sensitive to things sometimes. And so I've really mastered the art of learning to curb what I'm saying. You guys have the exact opposite lesson of learning to speak out in a way that people understand, so that they have the opportunity to be forgiven by you. But if you go into a state of, I'm going to pull inside myself and I'm not going to tell them what they said or did wrong, I'm just going to keep it to myself and I'm never going to say anything, and I'm just going to be mad and angry and hurtful and resentful and all of this stuff, how are you giving them a fair shot? Honest question. How are you really giving your significant other a fair shot if you're running out and cheating? If you're not telling them what's wrong with you, why you feel hurt, why you feel like you want to run to someone else. The pastures aren't always greener on the other side, guys. They're greener where you water them. And in order to water them, you have to speak it out. So for those of you that are getting that lesson to speak out in the moment, like, just wow. I mean, Rachel's learning to speak out in the moment. And it's like a thing with water signs. You guys are having to learn to speak out. You'll find your relationships work out so much better. And those people that you have so much love for, your relationship quality will improve from just speaking out, from just saying, hey, this upset me. Could you have said it a different way? Give them time to think about it. Give them time to think about what they've said to you that made you upset. But you're not doing that. Not all of you, okay? But I'm going to come for you for the ones that aren't, because I'm seeing some things here that are so hurtful to other people. And it's not really in a fair way, because you've never actually told them, hey, this hurts my feelings. We went through that, and he didn't tell me something hurt his feelings, and it festered and festered and festered for weeks. I had no idea. I'm going on like my normal, goofy prankster, jokester self. And then one day he just starts getting mad over little things. And then he's mad, resentful and mad. And then boom, he blows up about something from a month ago. And I had no idea. I was like, why didn't you tell me this then? Like, you've been going off on me. You've been getting angry. You've been doing this. You've been doing that. But did you ever tell me why? Did you ever give me the chance to rectify what you felt was wrong? And he said, well, no, I didn't. And I said, okay, well, then you need to understand that I'm not rectifying it because I had no idea that I did anything. Now that you've said it to me, I can think about it, think back on the moment. And the next morning I apologized to him because it gave me time to really, really think about it, analyze it, think about how he felt for all those weeks and not saying anything, and think about how I would have felt if I were in that position. So the next morning I woke up and I had him sit next to me on the bed and I said, listen, you were right. I should never have said this in that way. It seemed a little too harsh. It seems a little too harsh for the situation. And I didn't mean it that way. I'm just very outspoken. So I say the first thing that comes to mind. Ultimately, why I have to think before I speak and think before I act. Because I don't think. So I just blurt out the truth. And sometimes the truth can be hurtful to other people. Sometimes they're just not ready for it. And in order to speak truth to people, you need to be in a certain place in your mind where you're vibrating high and you understand human emotion. And so I'm not getting on you guys. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just letting you know that what I'm seeing is very wrong. The cheating and the going behind your partner's back because you feel like you're not getting what you need. If you're not getting what you need, tell your partner that. Let your partner know. Talk to them. Tell them, guys. If they don't know, they can't do anything about it. They can't help you. They can't apologize. They can't right their wrong. They can't make a romantic dinner to make up for it. You can't come home to flowers and a bath or, a back rub if you're a guy. Like, if they don't know, loves, they can't do anything. And what I'm seeing here is really hurtful behavior coming from you guys towards your significant other. Now, this is for Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, Mercury, Mars, Venus, Chiron, and any placements that you have it in. If this particular situation is affecting you, then you know the message is for you. Now, if it doesn't fit, don't make it fit. I can't read every single Cancer on the face of this earth. I mean, I have tremendous power and gifts, but even I flaw. Believe me, I got plenty of flaws. But I'm going to say Cancer because I don't want to confuse people. So if you are cross-watching and you don't understand that the energies can come in vice versa between a couple, then please leave a comment below. One of my subscribers will get you or I'll get to you. It may take me a little while because of all the comments, the emails, the readings, the doctor's appointments, the blah, the blah, the blah, plus my home activities and trying to spend time with him on the weekends. But yes, guys, think about how sensitive you are. Now, if this was at your doorstep and this was you, and someone did this to you and brought in third parties, cheated, didn't give you the opportunity to talk about what was bothering you, didn't give you the opportunity to make things right, they just went out and hurt you, you would sit there and wonder why they didn't come to you, why they didn't talk to you or give you the opportunity to make some sort of reparation for it. Why didn't they tell me that this statement hurt their feelings? Why did they just go out and find somebody else? Like, that's so hurtful, especially when you love someone and you find out that they've been going behind your back. People don't get over that. That's something that people never let go of, guys. And so, like I said, I'm not trying to be mean here. I'm trying to be as sensitive as I can, especially where my ruling planet is in Cancer right now, which is Mars. And I'm not a particularly emotional individual as an Aries sun, Leo moon, and Aries rising. It's hard for me because I'm like, emotions, oh my God. And then I'm like filled with them and I'm right next to the ocean. So it's like, if I look out, I can't show you, but if I look outside, I've showed you guys before, the ocean's right here. But imagine them doing this to you and how you would feel when you found out. If you're not getting what you need at home, you need to tell your significant other. Then if they don't change, it's time to leave. It's time to say, I've already told you that I needed this and this in my life, and you didn't change. You didn't do anything. You didn't come toward me and make a difference. But if they come toward you to make a difference, give them the opportunity. Don't ruin your relationship just by running to someone else because you're not getting what you need and you're not telling your partner. Showing me like you're not sitting in your abundance here. You're not, this is not a happy home. For you guys, this is a great card to pull because the Queen of Pentacles is always an abundant, happy home. And that's what's most important to you. You're always caretaking. You're always taking care of your children. Stay-at-home moms and dads. You're very about the home. The home is always clean. There's always a fresh baked apple pie in there. There's always dinner on the table, breakfast on the table, lunch on the table with your kids. You're just very home-based. And so to see this queen, this beautiful, abundant queen in the reverse, makes me really worried. Because you guys are losing that love for your abundant home. And that's not something that Cancer does easily. And you're not being very sensitive about it. You're not. You're behaving in a page manner. You should be behaving in a king or queen manner about it. The page manner is kind of like, oh, well, sorry about that, but I have my own agenda and I still want to run around and do this stuff. This stuff. And it's like, you should be operating in a king or queen manner. This is not the way you want people to see you. Now, this talks about celebratory things. It's also the card of the twin flame. 11:11. I don't think that this person was a twin flame to you. I'd say more a karmic lesson from your Akashic record, or also a soulmate lesson. And it's your lesson to speak up. Don't go do this. It's not going to get you anywhere but hurt and hurt and hurt and hurt and hurt. And then you're going to find yourself alone. And instead of being this beautiful, abundant queen, you're this snotty little page of cups who's like, here's my fish. So sorry. This is my offer to you. Look at my face. I don't even want to be here. That's the way people are taking it. Very offensively. When you come at them like this and you hand them this little fish as an apology with that face on, people take it as abrasive. You want to go toward this new beginning. You want to go toward this Ace of Cups. You want to take a chance. There's somebody there that you love very much, but this behavior is going to push them away. Nobody wants to be with someone that's going to go and mess around with somebody else the minute they get upset and don't tell them. Because like I said, I was there for a month, had no idea he was upset. And then when he said something to me, I'm like, you know what? You're absolutely right. The content that you said to me wasn't correct either that day, but the way I responded wasn't right either. I could have responded 100 other ways, but I chose to respond in a way that you found abrasive. And I'm sorry for that. This is how I should have responded to you. Give this person the chance. Take a chance on them, Cancer. You don't like to have your little crabby hearts broken. So don't go out and break other people's hearts because you're afraid they're going to break yours. You're not giving them the fair opportunity to say, hey, you know what? I fucked up. I'm sorry. This is an abundant, beautiful new beginning with a lot of love here and someone worthy taking a chance on. But this behavior is not okay, and I can't condone it. I don't believe in it. As a first decan Aries, I'm very faithful and loyal to my significant other. And when something bothers me, he knows about it right away. And it might take you some courage to come out and say, hey, that hurt me. But once you start to do it, it gets so easy. But you guys need to. You're going to lose something so important and beautiful to you that it's not worth holding your feelings in over something minute. And after doing all that and going through all that and then realizing this is what you want, it really is minute when you think about it, what you were angry or upset about. And see, the thing here is that you're spying. You're spying on them. But yet you're the one doing something that you shouldn't be doing. You're in a relationship, a committed relationship. And you're spying on them and you're, I feel like, nitpicking them about what they're doing. Because I feel like you're a little bit guilty about what you've done. You're not behaving in the right way. The Queen of Cups in reverse is manipulative, emotionally. She is very unkind. She's very cold, very unsettling to be around. This is what your partner is getting off of you right now, is that there's nothing good coming from this. And you have to realize, Cancer, that when you cheat, there's karma. And the spying thing while you're off doing what you want to do really doesn't rectify the situation. In fact, you kind of have no right to be doing this if you're going to be doing this. Really doesn't make sense, does it? And, I feel like some of you, oh boy, guys, some of you are pulling the victim routine. The Nine of Swords, the anxiety, the sleepless nights, the this, the that, the feeling bound up, feeling like you can't get out of this situation, but you never spoke up. You can't play the victim if you never spoke up. If you spoke up and they changed nothing and they still maintained a crappy attitude towards you, fine. Break up with them, go your own way, and do whatever you want. I have no judgments on that. If someone isn't giving you what you need in a relationship, bye, Felicia. Here's the door. But you can't put on this victim routine and be doing this and this and this. Closing yourself off, spying on them, being emotionally closed off, not even apologetic for not telling them what they're doing wrong, and then feeling like a victim. You're not the victim here, honey. You're the hunter, not the prey. That's what I can tell you. Like I said, I'm not trying to pick on you. You're feeling a bit put out by this person. You're upset that it's non-communicative and you're out in the cold and you want this nurturing from somebody, and someone came in with a real swift message and just said, nope, out in the cold. I'm sorry, but I can't help you. And ended this happiness, ended this pure love that was offered to you in this new beginning. That's the karma that comes with cheating instead of talking. Because I think you found that it really wasn't better or greener on the other side, was it? No. And so I feel bad for you guys because you can't get your expression out. But then I don't, because this is not the way to do it. It's very vindictive, it's very mean, and you would not like to have this done to you. And so when you think about doing stuff like this, you really need to consider how you would feel if this was you. You can't spy on somebody and watch every move they're making while you're out with other people doing things you shouldn't be doing if you're in a relationship or you're married. Non-communication. My asshole card. And the Two of Wands. So it's saying this person doesn't want to communicate with you. Like I said, it could go vice versa. So maybe you don't want to communicate with them, right? Because cheating is the wrong way to go when they don't even know that they've hurt you. Sorry, but it's true. And I can't be any nicer about it than this. If it was Aries, I'd be screaming at them. Just so you know, I'd be like, Aries. Actually, I saw a comment the other day that made me laugh. It was like, you have to get better. I need you to come back and scold me. And I was like, oh God, that's how people see me, as scolding. But if it was Aries, I'd be tearing them a new one. But you guys are sensitive. You need to be spoken to in a softer voice, and your lessons need to make a bit more softer sense to you. And it's like you received a bunch of communication from this person that just cut it off. And this is stolen bravery. It's stolen courage. It's taking what you don't need. It's going places you don't need to go. Taking more than you can carry. Going to another pasture. And not caring. Look at all these people defeated in the background. And this person is just standing there with all their swords and doesn't care if they're hurt. Not a care in the world. It's just, oh, well, as many of these swords as I can carry is how many swords I won. But yet, the battle is long over. And with that, you have the Two of Wands, a crossroad that you've come to. And it's saying that this decision was probably made for you by your significant other. This person just cut you out of their life. They couldn't handle what happened. What are we at? 22 minutes? They're not going to take action towards you, Cancer. They're not going to build with you. They're not going to come back. They're not going to make an offer. They see the situation as closed. It's not an option, is what they're saying. They feel that you had options. You took them. You took advantage of what you had. And now they're not willing to give it back because they feel like they had to make a forced decision without knowing why you hurt them. And so they're very defensive. They're taking this defensive position and they're fighting, and they're not going to come out of this. They're not going to drop this wall. This wall is going to stay there. This is that last final push to the 10. And the 10 is a burden in this case. It's a burden. They're not going to take action towards you. They found out what you did through a friend, a family member, maybe they caught you, whatever it is. They're not going to take this wall down and stop defending. And here's the thing. You need to stop defending this. What you did was wrong. And you have to take ownership of it. It's part of the spiritual lesson. It's part of growing. It's knowing that you hurt someone, which in turn is going to hurt you. You're going to think, why didn't I just say something? There's your lesson. But this person doesn't want you to take action toward them either. They don't care that you're taking down your wall now that you've done what you've done. They just want you to go your own way. What they're feeling is they don't want to build. They don't want to make an offer towards you. They're not wanting to build. They don't want a future with you. They're not going to make an offer towards you to build in the material world. They feel that this connection is gone. This connection ended. They learned what they needed to learn. And whatever that lesson was for them, it was pretty harsh. And you hurt them. Pretty bad. Now again, this can be vice versa. I'm just saying Cancer, so it's not confusing to other people. So cross watchers, please, before you get in the comments and this happened to me and not them and it was Cancer's fault, that's what I'm saying. It could be either Cancer's energy or your energy. So if you haven't seen my video from earlier with me telling my story that I made earlier, Please watch it before you get in the comments and or troll me. They feel like this is a cycle that ended, that your behavior just continued. Like you never would let up on them in terms of letting them in to get to know you. You just never let them in. And they knew that you had these other options and that you were dipping your hand in other people's cups. Some of you may have been married and sleeping with married people. And your partner found out about a lot of this. There was a lot of options here, a lot of opportunities, and a lot of opportunities taken when you felt hurt. So they feel this is closed out. They can't handle this about you. We are at 25 minutes. Yeah, these are the last cards, so it should be pretty good. Yeah, guys, you're screwed. I'm sorry. You just went right in their garden and took their harvest, like just took what didn't belong to you. If you didn't want their heart, you shouldn't have accepted it. And if you did accept their heart, it was your job to take care of it, not break it. When you accept someone's heart and you tell them that you're going to keep it safe, your word is bond. It is your job to keep their heart safe. And when you break a commitment like that without talking to them, it's pretty brutal. And now I feel like you're reminiscing about a lot of the things that happened between you. You're deeply reminiscing, especially with this Aries energy. A lot of you may be wanting to call people up and tell them off and pull the victim thing, and or even just, go off on people because you have this burden, these memories, this guilty conscience of going into this person's personal garden, making a mess. Now you're looking fondly back on these memories, realizing that you screwed up. There's that 10 of Wands, that burden. And you forced their hand to make a decision, guys. Personally, I will never stay with somebody who cheats on me. Never happen. If I don't cheat, I expect that the other person doesn't cheat either. I've never cheated on anybody in my life. And so you really need to think about your actions in the moment and speaking up to your partner. The last cards that you guys have. Oh, Jesus. Yeah. All right, I'll stop there. So you may be a little longer than expected. King of Cups in reverse. So you've just been closed off to this person the whole time. And now you're acting devastated that you lost this person. You're focused completely on these cups, right? You're focused completely on these cups here. These cups right here that are all spilled over, right? So those cups over there are all spilled over. You're not even turning around to see the Two of Cups that's still there. That Two of Cups that is sitting right here. You're too busy with that victim attitude and with this attitude that everything is just, woe is me. But these two cups were still sitting here and you took these options and now you're devastated over these options, but your Two of Cups you completely ignored. You weren't open to them. And now that you're finally coming out of this mindset, it's a little too late, guys. You're finally coming out of this mind prison of, oh my God, I was mad because they didn't mow the lawn and I didn't tell them that. And it turned into this whole big thing of me getting angrier and angrier and angrier. Or I was mad because they picked on me about the size of my butt, or, whatever it is that guys get hurt about too. I mean, it's something minute compared to what it turned into when you went to another option. It's saying here, like, this juggling, you need to learn to make decisions. If you're going to be in a relationship, this can't happen. And you have a major arcana stepping in, the Lovers, telling you This needs to stop. You are putting a major imbalance on yourself and everyone involved. If you have children, family, everybody becomes affected by what you do. Your whole dimensions change, your whole options in life change. It's just the way it goes. So you're affecting a lot of people with what you're doing. You can't continue this balancing of people. People have feelings too. And Cancer, it's surprising to me because you're a very emotional sign. And to see this, it really kind of blows my mind, because how would you feel if it was done to you? So it really kind of boggles my mind, like why you guys would do that. And I hope that you can leave in the comments below, what was going through your head. I don't want you to be defensive. I don't want you to be upset. I don't want you to be angry. I'm just the messenger. So please don't shoot the messenger. I'm just trying to understand what you were going through that made you turn this little molehill into a mountain. The last card you have are the Tower with the Seven of Swords and the card of disappointment. Four of Cups. Now this Tower moment is to be expected. It's either about to come, it's here, or it's in your recent past within 6 months to a year usually. At least for me. If it's longer, I'll let you know. But this feels like recent, which is 6 months to a year. And it's like you're just sneaking off while that tower falls. Like, oh, well, gotta go. Don't want you to know what I did. Don't want to deal with what I did. So I'm just going to sneak off. And then you're disappointed in yourself for what happened. But you're letting this person crumble alone in the tower. And unfortunately, the lovers fall. And this lover is probably going to fall alone. If you look very closely, you'll see the lovers falling from burning tower. And this person's going to fall alone because you're sneaking off. You don't want to deal with the consequences. And then you feel disappointed in yourself and they feel disappointed in you. Wow, Cancer. That was really emotional. I'm not surprised. Like I said, my ruling planet isn't Mars is in Cancer, and it's not who I am. So I'm really feeling it. I'm really feeling the hurt, the sadness of losing something so incredibly amazing to something that's just incredibly stupid and not necessary. All just to cause yourself this because you didn't speak up over something really, really minute. So guys, that is all I have for you. I hope that there's a lesson in there. I hope you don't feel like I'm jumping on you. If it was Aries, I'd get them too. If it was Virgo, I'd get them. If it was Pisces, I'd get them. It's a matter of learning your lessons and understanding that when you commit wholeheartedly. You make a promise to keep that person's heart safe. I made a promise to keep his heart safe, and I guard it with my life. He guards mine with his life. And you really need to learn how to do the same thing. This girl, Kelly, coming straight at you from the Queen Tarot Bee in Boston. And I will catch you in about a week and a half for your June readings. I love you guys, and please leave in the comments, how you're feeling about this whole thing, because I know it's probably hard. See you later.